Most SUV buyers shop for the next 3 years. The smart ones shop for the next 30. Consumer Reports just identified 7 SUVs built to do exactly that. Vehicles with near-perfect reliability scores, ownership costs that stay low for the long haul, and resale value that holds stronger than most people's investment portfolios. We're talking predicted reliability ratings of 4 or 5 out of 5, owner satisfaction above 80%, and powertrains that routinely cross 200,000 miles without drama. These aren't trend picks, they're buy-it-for-life decisions backed by data from hundreds of thousands of real owners. Let's count them down from 7 to 1.
Number 7. 2024-2025 Subaru Crosstrek. The Crosstrek might surprise you on a buy-it-for-life list, but the data doesn't lie. Consumer Reports gives it an overall score of 81 out of 100 with a predicted reliability rating of 5 out of 5, literally perfect. That's not a fluke, it's the result of years of refinement and real-world validation from hundreds of thousands of owners who keep putting miles on these vehicles without drama. The base 2.0-liter flat-4 engine produces 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers sound modest on paper, but in everyday driving, commuting, highway cruising, grocery runs, they get the job done without complaint. Fuel economy is a genuine strength here, 29 city and 35 highway for the base engine with a manual transmission, or 27 to 34 with the CVT automatic. For a vehicle with full-time all-wheel drive, that's legitimately impressive. And that all-wheel drive system is worth talking about. The Crosstrek runs it constantly, not the on-demand setup most competitors use that only engages when the wheels start slipping. You have real traction available all the time. Ground clearance reaches 8.7 inches, higher than most compact crossovers, which means light trails, packed snow, and gravel roads are genuinely within reach. Consumer Reports specifically calls out the near-zero rate of major mechanical issues across 5 model years of data. The CVT transmission that troubled earlier Subarus has been thoroughly refined and proven reliable in this application. Engine problems are rare. Electrical gremlins are virtually non-existent. Safety scores are exceptional across the board. IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, standard eyesight driver assistance technology, and crash test ratings that exceed most competitors in the segment. The forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking systems work in real-world conditions, not just on test tracks. Cargo space measures 20.8 cubic feet behind the rear seats, expanding to 55.3 with everything folded flat. That beats the Honda HR-V and rivals vehicles that cost significantly more. 3-year-old Crosstreks retain approximately 65 to 70% of original value, which tells you everything about long-term demand. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $43,000, covering purchase, fuel, insurance, and maintenance. The Crosstrek exists for buyers who want to buy once, drive forever, and never think twice about it.
Number 6. 2024-2025 Mazda CX-90. The CX-90 is what happens when an automaker decides that mainstream pricing shouldn't mean mainstream quality. Consumer Reports gives it an overall score of 83 with predicted reliability of 4 out of 5, and anyone who has spent time behind the wheel understands immediately why this vehicle is earning that reputation. The base 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder is smooth and efficient, returning 25 city and 31 highway with front-wheel drive or 24 to 30 with all-wheel drive. A turbocharged version is available for drivers who want more pull, though the naturally aspirated engine is the long-term reliability choice. Fewer components, proven technology, and decades of refinement behind it. Consumer Reports specifically calls out the CX-90's handling and ride quality, and it's worth dwelling on that for a moment. This SUV drives like a well-tuned sports sedan. Steering is precise and communicates what the road is doing beneath you. Body roll in corners is minimal. The suspension tuning finds a balance between comfort on rough pavement and control when you push it, better than anything else in the class. If you've spent years driving appliance-grade crossovers that feel disconnected and numb, getting into a CX-50 for the first time is a genuine revelation. The interior quality is where Mazda quietly embarrasses vehicles costing $15,000 more. Soft touch materials throughout the cabin, genuine stitching on the dashboard, high-quality switchgear that feels precise and durable every time you use it. The attention to detail rivals what you'd find stepping into an Audi or a low-trim BMW at a fraction of the ownership cost. Leather options feel genuinely premium rather than plasticky and stretched thin. Safety is top tier. IHSS Top Safety Pick Plus with a full suite of standard driver assistance features that work intuitively without being intrusive. Cargo space reaches 31.4 cubic feet behind the rear seats, expanding to 56.3 total. 3-year depreciation sits at 62 to 67% retention and continues improving as more buyers discover what Mazda has been quietly building. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $47,500. The CX-50 is the answer for the buyer who refuses to sacrifice driving enjoyment for practicality and who wants a vehicle that will still feel worth owning a decade from now. Which of these SUVs surprised you most so far? Drop a comment below.
Number 5. 2024 to 2025 Honda CR-V. The CR-V has earned its place on Consumer Reports' recommended list for decades, and the current generation doesn't just continue that tradition, it raises the bar. An overall score of 84 and predicted reliability of 4 out of 5 reflects what Honda has spent 30 years engineering. A vehicle that does everything well, breaks down almost never, and holds its value like few competitors can match. The 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder produces 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy for the gas engine runs 28 city and 34 highway with front-wheel drive, or 27 to 32 with all-wheel drive. Step up to the hybrid and that number climbs to 43 combined, genuinely impressive for a vehicle this capable and this spacious. Consumer Reports highlights the CR-V's interior as one of the most brilliantly practical cabins in any vehicle at any price point. Massive storage cubbies in every door, a thoughtful shelf above the glove box that most drivers discover and immediately wonder why every car doesn't have it. Seating configurations that actually adapt to what you're hauling on any given day. Every inch of the interior has been designed with use in mind rather than just aesthetics. Cargo capacity is class-leading at 39.3 cubic feet behind the rear seats, expanding to 76.5 total, numbers that shame plenty of 3-row crossovers. Rear seat space is exceptional. 3 adults can sit back there in genuine comfort, not the compressed tolerance that most compact SUVs offer. The seats recline, they slide, they adjust based on whether your priority that day is passengers or cargo. The ride quality is excellent, isolating occupants from road imperfections while maintaining composure on longer highway stretches. It's not sporty in the way the Mazda is, but it's smooth, confident, and stress-free in every condition. Resale value is the stuff of legend in this segment. 3-year-old CR-Vs retain 68 to 72% of original value. 5-year-old examples still command premium prices on the used market because buyers know they're getting a vehicle that will run another 100,000 miles without drama. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $49,000. For families who need space, proven reliability, and a vehicle that will be worth something when it's time to sell, the CR-V has been and remains the benchmark. Number 4. 2024-2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Consumer Reports gives the RAV4 Hybrid its highest reliability praise, an overall score of 85 and predicted reliability of 5 out of 5, perfect marks backed by one of the most proven powertrains in automotive history. The hybrid system pairs a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with front and rear electric motors for a total output of 219 horsepower. Performance is brisk with 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 7.5 seconds, quicker than most buyers expect, while the electronic continuously variable transmission stays smooth and linear through the full rev range. Fuel economy is the defining advantage of this vehicle. 41 city, 38 highway, 40 combined. That beats most compact sedans and practically every other SUV in the class. Run the real numbers, at 15,000 annual miles, this powertrain uses approximately 375 gallons per year versus 535 gallons in a comparable gas-only SUV. That's roughly $480 to $640 back in your pocket every single year. Over 5 years of ownership, you're looking at $2,400 to $3,200 in fuel savings alone, which goes a long way toward offsetting the hybrid premium at purchase. The all-wheel drive system uses a dedicated rear electric motor rather than a mechanical shaft, which means torque distribution is instant and seamless. Ground clearance reaches 8.6 inches. The hybrid battery carries an 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty, but real-world data tells an even better story. These batteries routinely last 200,000 miles or more with minimal degradation. Toyota's hybrid technology has been running in the field for over 20 years across millions of vehicles. The failure rate is vanishingly low. Safety ratings are exceptional with standard Toyota Safety Sense 2.5+, including pre-collision warning with pedestrian detection, dynamic radar cruise control, and lane departure alert. Interior space is generous with comfortable seating for 5 adults and 37.5 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seats. Resale value is the strongest in the compact SUV segment. 3-year-old RAV4 hybrids retain 72 to 77% of original value. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $48,500. The hybrid premium pays for itself in under 3 years. After that, you're simply ahead.
Number 3. 2024-2025 Lexus NX Hybrid. The Lexus NX Hybrid answers a question a lot of buyers have been asking for years. Is there a luxury SUV that won't punish you financially for owning it past the warranty period? The answer is yes, and Consumer Reports backs it up with an overall score of 86 and predicted reliability of 5 out of 5. The NX350H uses a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder paired with electric motors for a combined output of 239 horsepower, a step quicker than the RAV4 Hybrid it shares its foundation with, tuned with additional refinement and a more composed power delivery. Fuel economy comes in at 41 city, 37 highway, 39 combined, nearly identical to the RAV4 despite the significant leap in material quality and driving refinement. What Consumer Reports is most emphatic about with the NX is the exceptional build quality inside the cabin. This is not near luxury, this is actual luxury, executed with the kind of care and consistency that Toyota and Lexus have built their reputation on. Genuine leather surfaces, real wood or brushed aluminum trim. Every switch, dial, and button operates with the satisfying precision of something that was built to last and feel good doing it for 100,000 miles. Road noise is minimal. Lexus has always understood that true refinement is mostly about what you don't hear. Ride quality is supremely comfortable without ever feeling floaty or disconnected from the road. The infotainment system, which was a genuine liability in older NX models, improved dramatically starting with the 2022 redesign. The current touchscreen with physical volume and tuning controls is intuitive and responsive. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. The driving dynamics step up from the RAV4 with better sound insulation, tighter suspension calibration, and quicker steering that makes the vehicle feel more planted and precise at highway speeds. Resale value is extraordinary for a luxury vehicle. 3-year-old NX hybrids retain 68 to 72% of original value. To put that in context, the typical German luxury SUV of the same age retains 50 to 55%. That's a 15 to 20% swing, which on a $50,000 vehicle represents $7,000 to $10,000 of real wealth preserved.
5-year ownership costs are estimated at $58,000. It's higher than the mainstream picks on this list, but dramatically lower than what you'll spend keeping a comparable European luxury SUV on the road. This is the smart buyer's luxury choice.
Number 2. 2024-2025 Mazda CX-90 PHEV. The Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid sits at the top of Consumer Reports rankings with an overall score of 87 and predicted reliability of 4 out of 5, a remarkable result for a vehicle this new to the market. What Mazda has built here is genuinely ambitious, a 3-row SUV that competes with luxury brands on interior quality, bests them on driving dynamics, and runs circles around them on long-term ownership costs. The plug-in hybrid system combines a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with electric motors and a 17.8 kilowatt-hour battery for a total output of 323 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 arrives in approximately 5.8 seconds. That's performance that would have been considered quick in a sports car not long ago, delivered in a 3-row family hauler. Electric-only range reaches 26 miles, enough to cover the average daily commute without ever touching gasoline. Total range on a full tank with a charged battery exceeds 450 miles, eliminating any range anxiety on longer trips. On gasoline alone, combined efficiency runs 28 miles per gallon. For drivers who charge regularly at home, real-world efficiency consistently exceeds 70 miles per gallon equivalent. The fuel savings over a 5-year ownership period are substantial, and when you factor in the reduced wear on the combustion engine from all those electric miles, long-term mechanical costs drop even further. Consumer Reports praises the CX-90's interior as genuinely luxury-grade execution at near mainstream prices, and it's hard to argue. Maple wood trim that doesn't look like an afterthought, Napa leather that actually feels like Napa leather, 3-row seating for 7 that provides genuine adult comfort in the first 2 rows, and practical space in the 3rd for shorter trips. The attention to detail, the way every surface meets, the consistency of gaps and tolerances, the quality of every material you touch, rivals what BMW and Mercedes charge significantly more to deliver. The driving dynamics match the visual quality, precise handling, communicative steering, and suspension tuning that makes this the most engaging 3-row SUV available at any price. The federal plug-in tax credit of up to $7,500 dramatically reduces the effective purchase price for qualified buyers. Early depreciation data suggests 60 to 65% retention at 3 years, which is strong for a plug-in hybrid. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $62,000 after tax credits. For the buyer who needs 3-row space, demands luxury execution, wants to actually enjoy driving, and refuses to accept the punishing long-term costs that come with German luxury alternatives, the CX-90 PHEV is the answer.
Number 1. 2024 to 2025 Subaru Outback. The number 1 buy-it-for-life SUV in 2026 isn't the flashiest vehicle on this list, and it isn't trying to be. The Subaru Outback has spent decades doing something far more valuable than turning heads. It has built one of the most loyal ownership bases in the automotive industry by simply refusing to let its owners down. Consumer Reports gives it an overall score of 88 out of 100, with a predicted reliability rating of 5 out of 5. Perfect marks. Year after year, model year after model year, the Outback keeps earning them. That kind of consistency doesn't happen by accident. It happens because Subaru engineered a vehicle around long-term dependability from the ground up and never stopped refining it. The powertrain lineup is straightforward by design. The standard 2.5-liter naturally aspirated flat 4 produces 182 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, paired with a Lineartronic CVT that Subaru has spent years tuning into one of the smoothest and most durable units in the industry. Fuel economy comes in at 26 city and 33 highway, competitive for a vehicle this capable and consistent across real-world driving conditions regardless of weather or terrain. A 2.4-liter turbocharged option is available in higher trims for drivers who want more passing power on the highway, though the base engine is the choice for anyone prioritizing longevity above all else. What separates the Outback from every other vehicle on this list is the combination of capability and practicality it delivers without any trade-offs. Symmetrical all-wheel drive is standard across every single trim level. There is no front-wheel drive base model to accidentally end up with. Ground clearance reaches 8.7 inches, matching the Crosstrek and surpassing nearly every other mainstream wagoner crossover on the market. The Outback genuinely handles unpaved roads, light trails, snow-covered driveways, and flooded parking lots without drama or hesitation. It does what most owners will ever need an off-road vehicle to do, without requiring them to pay for a dedicated off-road vehicle. The interior is spacious and thoughtfully designed for long-term use rather than short-term impressions. Cargo space behind the rear seats measures 32.8 cubic feet, expanding to 75.7 cubic feet with the rear seats folded, numbers that rival dedicated cargo vans from a previous era. The rear seats offer genuine legroom for adults, and the driving position is elevated enough to provide excellent visibility in all directions without tipping into the awkward heights of a traditional truck-based SUV. Material quality is durable and honest, built to look the same after 10 years of daily use as it did on the showroom floor. Safety has always been a cornerstone of the Outback's identity. IHSS Top Safety Pick Plus, standard EyeSight driver assistance suite across all trims, including adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking, lane keeping assist, and sway warning. These aren't stripped-down versions of the technology. They are the full systems, standard on every Outback sold. Consumer Reports owner satisfaction data shows that over 85% of Outback owners would buy the same vehicle again. That number reflects something that no marketing campaign can manufacture: genuine trust built over years of ownership. Resale value is among the strongest in any segment. 3-year-old Outbacks retain 70 to 74% of original value, a figure that reflects both the vehicle's reputation for reliability and the depth of demand in the used market. 5-year ownership costs are estimated at $46,000, covering purchase, fuel, insurance, and maintenance. That is the full picture, not just the sticker price, but the real cost of living with this vehicle over time. It is one of the lowest total cost of ownership figures in the class, and it comes paired with the highest reliability rating on this entire list. The Outback is the #1 buy-it-for-life SUV in 2026 because it does everything right, nothing wrong, and keeps doing it for 200,000 miles. It's the vehicle you buy when you're done compromising. Conclusion? Every SUV on this list shares the same foundation: proven reliability or strong early indicators, exceptional safety scores, competitive ownership costs, and owners who would buy the same vehicle again. Consumer Reports builds these rankings from data collected across hundreds of thousands of real owners and years of independent testing. The pattern is clear. The smartest buyers in 2026 are choosing vehicles based on total ownership value, not badge prestige or marketing hype. These 7 SUVs deliver exactly what they promise, every time, without drama. If this helped you make a smarter decision, hit the like button and subscribe for automotive advice driven by data, not opinion. And if you want to know which luxury SUVs Consumer Reports says you should avoid, check out our next video: 7 SUVs Consumer Reports calls near perfect in 2026. Thanks for watching. See you next time.